Bad, my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to fake our deaths and go off of the grid, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Thursday night to laugh at all our pain. An evening in the Parents Lounge is the cure for staying sane. And yes, we'd like to fake our deaths and go off of the grid, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Thursday night to laugh at all our pain. An evening in the Parents Lounge is the cure for staying sane.
Welcome to Parental Mental Health Thursday night. We have a fantastic hang/show with you guys tonight. I hope you're having a cocktail. It beats going out and sitting at a bar and going 3 deep. This is how we do it. We hang with our friends, and we'd love to have you guys comment along. Jamie Kaler joined as always by my partner, Jason Gowan, and we have a very special friend that, you've done the show so many times, and it's been a while, like the whole summer that we haven't seen. He is part of the family for sure. You know him from Reno 9, one of the stars of Reno 911. He's Rocco, plus about 10,000 other voices and a million shows. Carlos Alazraqui's here today. Carlos, how are you, brother?
That's good. How are you? That's a very kind introduction. I'm good. I'm enjoying from the Isle of Skye, although a peated whiskey, Torabeg. It's very delicious. So that's my.
Well, it's so funny because you and I, even when we spoke recently, and I don't want to do this. We want to have a whiskey night where we have a bunch of us in, and we just sip and we kind of talk in movies or whatever, however we do it. But so tonight I was like, hey, you want to do the show? And you're like, yeah, let's make it a mini whiskey night. And I was like, hey, well, I'm having a Negroni.
A Negroni.
I'm still in summer mode. We got 1 week left before my kids aren't back in school yet. They are.
Yeah, that's right. You're the Burbankians went back August 12th. So we've been back in.
I mean, I want to have a poll amongst all the people watching, but I feel like kids should be in school 365 days a year.
365 with 1 week off, just like my work vacation.
That way my wife would catch up on all the Netflix shows that she's catching up on right now, because in the summer, forget it. She cannot wait to drop off all the kids, get her workout in. Of course, she runs the whole house and does everything, but she enjoys those maybe hour and a half, 2 hours where she can just sit. And she's already rewatched The Sopranos. She's watching Downton Abbey right now, and then mixing The Bachelorette with that. I'm like, you were so good. You were so good. You were right there. And then you threw in The Bachelor.
We've talked this a bunch of times, and I truly believe, as someone in the television business, that if you can find the show, and they're few and far between, that the wife and the husband both love, you're onto something. And honestly, Downton Abbey's one of those shows. I thought it was fantastic.
Okay, I have to go and watch that, because I was about to say true crime is something that we enjoy together, and I find that
your wife liked true crime.
Oh yeah, she bought me the Dateline shirt with all the hosts' names on it, including.
Wait, true crime is.
So true crime like documentary. You just watched the Gambiosa. I think it's Gambiosa.
I thought you were saying True Detective, and I was like, your wife likes True Detective.
No, that's what I thought he was talking about as well.
And season 3 was okay, but no. So yeah. If you like people like The Bear, we loved. I
saw him at the grocery store today.
Oh, really?
Jeremy Allen White. I walked by him. I was like, "Hey," at the grocery store.
Time about the Cannibal Girls, the soccer team that we like with Ellen. Oh gosh, from Star Trek Prodigy. But we like watching that together. But yeah, it is nice when you find The Sopranos was one of those. It was actually one of the
Sopranos.
Well,
you know what's funny? Sopranos is so old. it predates the internet. So
Yeah.
it was
Wait, what?
Sunday night. Yeah, it predates
Streaming.
like it definitely was way before streaming. I mean, the internet was around, but it wasn't like social media was not
Not
like
like it is now.
no.
No,
So
it-
people weren't like online. Hey, did you see The Sopranos last night?
Right. It would have
It
been
was
huge.
it was destination. Like I don't know how you did it. We had Sunday night parties where we cooked pasta, drank wine, and watched The Sopranos on Sunday nights. Like
We
it was
did-
like a big deal.
It was a big deal. I remember watching it with Pam Adlon and Richard Horowitz. We went to her house one night to watch an episode. He goes, "Oh, you freaking moron, you motherfucker, you shit, you Christopher." Because we were always doing the voice again. Hey,
That's
T,
so
hey,
good.
go out and get some budget fresh. We loved it. But one of the shows we did with Dee Baker, Suzanne Blakesley from Fairly Odd Parents, and Kari Walgren, very talented. We watched Penny Dreadful, the first Penny Dreadful.
Dude,
with
Eva Green. You
Eva
know, Eva
Green.
Green's on my list. She's on my list.
Yeah, the Hall Pass. Yeah.
I haven't showed the list to my wife, but I just know she's on the list.
Well, it works
If
out for
I'm-
me because Evergreen's on
Are
mine.
you allowed to have a
I
list,
believe
Jamie?
it's pronounced Evergreen, like Evergreen.
Oh, is it Eva?
I believe. I would check that, research that.
I'll have to discuss that with her
well,
over
her
like a
and Pedro
beignet.
Pascal, so there's no worry there. It's
Oh,
like,
she's
sure, you can have Pedro.
dude.
Go on. Have
Did you ever
fun.
see The Dreamers with Michael Pitt and her? It's I want to say it's Bertolucci.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
You seen The Dreamers. Oh, her and her brother, two French, a brother and a sister, take this Americans visiting Paris.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and he is a huge film fan of French films from like the 60s. And so he runs into Eva Green and her brother at a film, like some crazy 60s film, and with like Alain Delon or whatever, and it's sexual. It's like it is
Okay.
like in that 9.5 weeks Last Tango in Paris, and
Yeah.
it's like her first. I was like, who's that? And then all of a sudden she's Vesper Lind in Casino Royale, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I love Evergreen.
And Miss Ives, I believe Miss Ives in Penny Dreadful. And yeah, that's part and parcel with the Brits, right? We take our clothes off. It's not a big deal. It's part of life. It's an expression, and this is the way we do it. Not a big deal.
Why
Yeah.
aren't we? Honestly, this is kind of crazy. I think the book's over here in the bookcase. But when we first had the baby, before our first child was born, my wife handed me this book, and it's called "Bringing Up Bebe." Did we talk about this, Jason? And you have the same book, right?
talked about this many times. Yes.
So it's a French book, and it's about how the French raise their kids.
Mhm.
And the whole premise is the kid is not your life. You have your life. The kid is there. You're there to guide them and help them and everything, but you are not. There's no helicopter. There's no backpack mom. The kid is like you and your wife or whatever have your life, and then the kid is part of it, but it's not all of it. And so then we had a baby, and like a month later, my wife is just not following that modus operandi whatsoever.
The book is her guidebook then.
And I bring it up, and I go, "Hey, what about that book?" She goes, "Oh no, I was wrong. That's garbage. We're not following that one."
I'm trying to follow here. So when you say the kid is not your life, meaning you can continue your life as an adult while you have the child. But no, it is very hard not.
You're more hands off, right, Jason? Is that that's more the premise
That's
of
the premise of the
Yeah.
book is that you're there basically as like a Yoda figure. You're there just
sure. Let them make
figurehead.
mistakes. Let them learn. But I feel like we have gone so far the opposite way of like we're snowplow parents to the point where the kid doesn't know how to solve problems.
I think you're right. I think we were helicopter parents, snowplow parents. But I will. I was discussing this in therapy, and I'll stay vague because I don't know how my wife wants to be about our two girls. But they're both menstruating. They're both women. One is still 10, and the changes that come along with that, and as they discover their own body, discover who they like, what they like, feelings that change, then you do become less influential in their lives. So that part that the French are talking about, if it doesn't happen earlier, it happens now at that age. They're starting to fly the nest, as it were, with their feelings. You're not the most important thing in their life anymore. Middle school problems, attractions to other people are more on their mind. And so you naturally just kind of back out a little bit and go, oh, here, I'm here to guide you, but yeah, we're not as important in the raising of you in terms of daily things. Now you're starting to go off on your own little path there, and that's scary.
It's scary, but I'm okay with that. What's been a problem
Mhm.
lately is that they are making my life miserable at certain points where they're
Like
like,
more
we were in a
so than
store.
usual?
Yeah, I know. We're like trying to cash out of Dick's Sporting Goods, and I have a coupon online. I'm trying to find this. I go, dude, this is supposed to be on sale, and I'm having a bit of a conversation with the guy. Go, no, I'm telling you, I have an email, and I'm looking for the email, and the two of them are fighting, like
Yeah.
clawing, drawing blood on each other, and I'm like, I'm about to melt down.
Yeah.
And so we have this big thing in the car, and I go, look, man, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you in any way I can, but when you make my life more miserable than it needs to be, we're going to have a problem. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to take your iPad. I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to take your iPad away. Be cool. If you're just cool, it's all going to work out. Jason, is that kind of
for
right?
sure. I had a real gut punch just recently. I kind of told you about it, Jamie. Our oldest, who's 8, didn't want me to take him into the school to sign him in for the park program. He's like, I don't need you to do this anymore. And you know me, I'm an emotional guy anyway. So, but like, I went to the car, I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. Fine. Everything's fine. It's cool, bro. It's cool. And I was not okay. And then, it's the first time anything like that has ever happened to like here.
I think I'm the opposite of Jamie. Jamie, you're probably the primary person that the kids turn to. In my house, it's Laura, especially because of the women. They're going through their periods and how to change their pads and yada, yada, yada. And now with sexuality raising with them, attractions and boys and stuff, I'm left out. They don't want to talk to me about it. And I ask Laura about it, but I never go to them. I'll do a blanket pass by the room and go, hey, if you ever want to talk about anything, I'm open. I've been doing therapy for years. I can handle anything. I just throw it out there, but and
then the door just slams shut.
Yeah.
And
scene. Left out of that because mom is having the deep conversations with them about boys, about attractions, about this, and dad's just like, I'm cool with whatever.
Yeah,
but I can't talk to them about it. I can't go around her. I can't ask her to have them talk to me about it. It's just like, nope, I'm third base coach. You're the manager. So
do they come to you for anything, Carlos? Like, what do they come to you for?
Oh, money. Yeah, every once in a while, but mostly it's Laura's the point person. But they'll come to me for things about getting into the ocean, trying stuff, physical stuff, voice stuff, acting. Sure. Things like that. I'm the guy that's like, go for it. Get in the ocean, duck in the waves. Let's go scuba diving. When you're 18, if you want to go skydiving, I'll go skydiving again. Challenge yourself. We're going to go cliff diving. Hey, Dad, will you come with me? And yeah, I'm going to take you to the cliff. We're going to jump off the rock. So the physical stuff, the emotional stuff, they don't really come to me for. And it's hard because I'm available.
Yeah, I don't know. We're in the same vein of like, I have an 11-year-old and she's not there yet, but she is, we have conversations and she can be some days are difficult and other days it's like, what's funny is when I'm just one-on-one with one of the kids, it's glorious. It's magic. I take one shopping or whatever, we go out, do stuff, and it's like real bonding. But when the two of them are together, it's so funny because my wife was like, we should have a second so they can play together. And I meant, yeah, you mean fight for the rest of their lives, because
fire
that's
and ice, baby.
Fire and ice, man.
For me, it's weird because like the twins were originally the same egg, and I have never seen two people fight to the death in the way that they do. And I'm like, you realize at one point you were the same fucking person.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
And the Dark Lord would shiv the other one and not think twice about it.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are sociopaths. I guess I don't know.
Yes, there's something I don't know. My wife says she did no drugs during pregnancy, but there's very little evidence to support that.
There's some drugs.
Oh, yeah, no illegal drugs, but all that stuff they give you, the Procycol or whatever it's called, the epidural. Who knows what's in that?
That's so funny. Well, you're hanging with us, Parental Mental Health Thursday night. We are here to kind of commiserate. I wanted to, hey, Autumn Graham from Maine. Hey.
I've been to Bar Harbor and Bangor. Good luck.
I went to Maine Maritime Academy for a year up in Castine. Mike Knox Comedy. Wow, my kid is 17, still wants me to drive her to school. Does she have a license? Because I think the thing nowadays is a lot of kids are not having licenses, right? They don't want to drive.
They're really delaying it. Yeah, they're not into it. And especially in Los Angeles. It's I do have a story of a friend, since it's kind of on the down low. You don't know who it is. His daughter wanted to practice driving and had a panic attack and ran the car into a tree. She wasn't supposed to be driving. He was teaching her, so he had to take the fall. He did not throw her under the bus. He made up a story about how he panicked and did the wrong thing, and he crashed the car. But yeah. But I think in Los Angeles, it's kind of a
nice you're covering for Jamie, Carlos.
It is. It was Kaler.
Well, he said 15-year-olds, so you know it's not me. Because I was trying to think of people who I know with 15-year-olds, and I was going to rat them out too. But
rat them out. But yeah,
Mike Knox, he goes, no, and all of her friends don't want their license either. It's crazy. Dude, when I was 15 and a half, I was like the day I could, I was lined up at the Manchester Armory to drive around the cones, desperately trying to get my license.
I did wait 1 year, but no longer than that.
I think Americans have changed their identity as it relates to cars, though. And could you say it's because of the electric vehicles and so many other modes of transportation are available where you could just step into a vehicle with no driver and it'll take you somewhere? And so when we were in high school, my buddy Mike Balsaric had a 68 Camaro with an 8-track of Dreamboat Annie, Anna Nancy Wilson from Heart, just blasting. And we would go off campus and we would rev it. And there was such an identity to want to have that kind of a car. We had a Datsun 1200 and a Volkswagen Bug stick shift, but yeah, there was more of wanting to identify with a vehicle that was gas powered and you wanted to drive it and that was almost a passage into adulthood. And now it's not really necessary. You got electric bikes, you got electric scooters, you don't need it.
I think the phone has almost replaced the car. Right.
Yeah.
In a weird way, the car was
at any given time.
The car was your way to connect, right? And you could connect, you could get to the store, you could go to the mall. There's no mall anymore. The mall is on your phone. And so you can play with your friends, you can order on Amazon, you can do everything within the confines of your hands. So I don't think the car has the same resonance that it once did to get you to where you want to go.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
Maybe in New York it was always the subway, but yeah, my daughter has talked about it. Riley did talk about wanting to drive, and I said, yeah, I'll teach her. And I am regretting or remiss that I don't have my old Audi TT because I would have loved to have taught her a stick shift.
I learned stick.
Yeah, I learned that stick.
I had to learn stick, and then
now I have a motorcycle, so I can downshift.
I know. Don't you have a Vespa?
I have a Vespa, but no, I'm always on the motorcycle.
It's funny.
Well, Mike Knox says you can get an Uber to go off campus. So many ways to have freedom now.
Yeah.
We didn't have Uber when I was a kid. Although, it's funny. Is it just me or did Uber prices go back up to like where they're not as cheap as they once? Yeah,
competitive. The taxis are as uncompetitive as
when I was when we were young in whatever the 80s, you would go out drinking and people would go like, just catch a cab, and you'd be like, dude, cab's like $200. I'm like catching a cab. And so you were like, well, let's roll the dice. You'd roll the dice and take a crack at it. Put a penny in your mouth and just roll the windows down. And nowadays you're like, dude, just grab an Uber. It's not that big of a deal. I know. It's so much easier. But back in those days, in a taxi, like if you were in a small town, a taxi might take 2 hours to get to your house. You could wait forever. It wasn't that easy.
Well, see, we are, and Jamie, this, we've done bits about it where like our Uber shuts off at 9 p.m. at here. So like, and we joked, go ahead,
we have to bring Carlos to the next one. You know that, right?
Yes, he needs to come to the next one.
We did the crazy shows, the weekend of shows in Sarah, Pennsylvania, like sold out the theater.
That's awesome.
2 nights, and we're out partying one night. and I'm trying to get back to the hotel, and he goes, "Oh no, you can't catch an Uber after 9:30." I go, "What are you talking about?"
God.
He goes, "The Uber closes." I go, "Uber doesn't close; it's
Is
people."
that a
He
Stephen
goes,
King novel?
he goes, "It is."
What was that, 30 Days
Honestly-
a Night? It's 30 Days a Night. The whole town turns into vampires. Hey, I was wondering if I could get you. Stick to the road and beware the moors.
Stay clear of the moors.
Feel a bad moon rising. Boom, bang, boom, ba-doo-da.
Oh, that's dude. I don't know if
Jack!
anybody gets that reference, but it's an American Werewolf in London. It's
There you
so
go.
good, so good.
So you couldn't catch an Uber after 9:30. It shuts down.
I have literally gotten trapped at a bar on numerous
town-
occasions
the town
because
shut
they
down,
shut
yeah.
down. Like if the guy decides, hey, I don't want to work anymore tonight, he goes home, and that's the end of Uber.
Well, yeah, Carlos, you're starting it. You're hitting small towns. So for
Yes, I
those
am.
of you who are huge fans of Carlos, he has graciously been going out and hitting these Comic Cons and meeting all the fans. Because I mean, you have from Rocco to the Taco Bell Dog to Reno 911.
Yeah.
You're going out to these Comic Cons, and I see all your posts. What some of the places you're heading to?
Well, I had just come from Kingsport, Tennessee at the end of October. Yes, October 26th and 27th. I'll be in Kingsport, Tennessee. And let's see, I think it's the first weekend in November. No, the last weekend in November, I'll be in Rhode Island at Rhode Island Comic Con. And then the very next week, I'll be in Houston at the Nostalgia Con. But all those are available on my Instagram. All of my dates will be there. And I've enjoyed it. I think we talked about this experience before. It's the converse of the experience of being a comic, where as a comic, as you know, when you go on the road, you're by yourself all day. You go to the club, you do your sets, you come home, and that's it. And this is you're around fans all day. In the morning, I get up early. And this time, before I was in Davenport, Iowa, really, it's a Quad Cities place, whereas Kingsport, Tennessee is a Tri-Cities place. But it was right on a golf course, so I just walked the golf course in the morning and just watched for errant tee shots. But I love to get to cities, walk around in the morning, take pictures, get the vibe of the place, and then sit around and meet your fans. And
Yeah.
yes, we do get
The
paid
last
to do
time
it.
I saw you was at a con, actually.
Yeah, this was at the big place, the water slide place in
The
Pennsylvania.
Kalahari Water Park, yeah.
Yeah, where you actually had your real life water park tidal pool rainstorm climate change adventure.
I almost died getting
You
to him.
almost died to get to see me, so I figured I had to buy your dinner. Like I
And I
almost
appreciate
died.
that very much.
Oh crap! I was gonna go Dutch on this, but I guess you still got to get the tip. Yes, I bought your dinner.
Carlos introduced me to Bowmore Scotch, so like I will forever be grateful for
That's
that.
right, the Bowmore 18. But yeah, that was fun, and you got to see that experience where there's a character that I do called Spyro the Dragon, 1998 PS1 game. That's a nothing character that I never thought anything about, of all the things I've done. But it is a video game that people played when they were in the hospital, when somebody they knew was sick, when they were actually in Iraq or whatever. This game resonates for a lot of people. And so to have people come up and think that you're a big deal to them,
It's
or
awesome.
tell you that
And I saw
you
that.
mattered to them
Mm-hmm.
is pretty, because you don't get that as a comic. As a comic, it's like, oh, you're so funny. That was a great set.
Mhm.
Or dude, you're freaking funny, dude. You want to go to the strip club? No, that's not what I'm
Oh,
about.
hey man, listen, something funny happened to me earlier today. You can use this if you want. Let me tell you a 12-minute story that has no punchlines in it whatsoever. And it's something you can use, but this was me at work. And you're like, dude, you're killing me. Yeah.
So it is doing the cons, meeting fans. Tom Lennon, I think, just did his first con in Pittsburgh, Steel City Con. And it's weird. I've always felt weird about really dressing up as the characters, but Tom went full force, the white cowboy boots, the short pants, the glasses. And I really like that. He's celebrating what people like about him. And Tom has done many things. The State, Viva Variety, The Odd Couple with Matthew Perry.
He wrote Night at the Museum.
Night at the Museum with Ben Grant. But he really realized that people wanted to see.
Yeah.
A lot of his fans are from La Zapateria, New Boot Goofin', and he wanted to give the people what they wanted. And I think now they're trying to book up Tom and Cedric and other people from the show as a collective. And I think that's a good idea because people do love those things. They really identify with more so than stand-up. And I kind of enjoy that level of adulation because I feel like you've already earned it. You stand up is so hard, as you know.
Yeah.
Friday night late show. It's not your home court. It's a bunch of Groupons. It's a corporate party. It's 2 bachelorette parties, and you've got to finish the show. And it's work. And the con is not. It's just Jason was there. It's fun.
Yeah, and they really just appreciate that you're there. Like they really do appreciate that.
I really enjoy it. So yes, I have been road warrior in that sense. I'm seeing they've invited my daughter to come out. Riley is a voice of Rock Tuck on Star Trek Prodigy for any parents out there that watch that show now on Netflix, and she's hesitant about that, which I think is healthy. She might be interested because it might afford her a chance to have her own spending money, because what she makes, we have a Coogan account, that kind of stuff she can't spend until she's 18. But this affords her the possibility of making a little bit of money that she can spend on her own.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
But she doesn't necessarily need the attention that dad does. I don't know that I need it per se. I think age is a wonderful thing, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And who knows, Jamie, maybe there's something from the boys, the original The Boys, right? With
My
Jim
Boys,
Gaffigan.
yeah.
My
Boys and Tacoma. Those guys sometimes pop out.
You were on like every sitcom from like 2000 to 2015 that ever
Sure was.
It might be something you would want to explore, and I could
Yeah.
help you in that end. But but the flip side is that you do have to be available. There's guys like I just was with Ron Perlman and all those kind of guys, and they have huge lines. And
I mean, Hellboy, geez, that guy must have a monster line for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
No pun intended. But he just sign. Tom Kenny, 8 hours a day, and then he goes out and plays with his band. They have huge, endless lines. My line is come and go. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's not. So I'm afforded a chance to take a break or whatever. But sometimes you are tired, and people come and want to talk. Some kids are on the spectrum. A lot have autism and want to talk, and they know more about the show than you could ever possibly know because they're brilliant.
That's funny.
And so you do get in that sense you get exhausted, but it's not the same as a bachelorette party Friday second show. It's my bachelorette party.
I had a stand-up show tonight. Actually, I just got back from it.
Pardon me?
I had a stand-up show tonight. Actually,
how'd it go?
Really great. Karen Rontowski was the headliner.
Karen's great.
I know, right?
She crushed the room.
That's great.
She's such a good joke writer. She's crazy. So yeah.
Do you guys still enjoy stand-up, or does it? You seem like you enjoy it, or is it something that this is something I need to make a living, and it helps me make an income? Or if you had a choice, would you rather be a successful Bill Burr type of stand-up, or of course he's doing both, or would you rather be on a series?
If I had my choice, I mean, and I've done this at certain points in my career, I think the best job in this business is 4-camera sitcom. You walk in Monday, they give you a brand new script. You read it. You're there like 90 minutes. And then you go, all right, see you tomorrow. The writers take it. They fine tune it. You come back Tuesday. There's a second script. There's some changes probably. You rehearse it. You put it up on its feet. You're holding the script. You're kind of trying to learn your lines. You're also kind of working with people. Wednesday, you run it again. You're fine tuning it. By Thursday, it's pretty locked in. A couple rewrites. There's a couple new pages. You'll get new pages at night. On Friday at noon, they bring the audience in, and you go out in front of hundreds of people, perform this show live like a play, rock it, shoot it, lock it, good night, go have some cocktails, show back up Monday, all new play. For me, that was the greatest thing I've ever been a part of. I was like, this is the greatest. Like when I did Friends, those guys were making $1 million from Monday through Friday. $1 million. Amazing. So was Will and Grace. Monday through Friday, Will and Grace. And then what I would love to do is then go in the off season, because you sit and you write, and and then go do some stand-up gigs, and then go back for the next season. I mean, that was always the goal. I mean, when I was a kid, when I wanted to become an actor because I wanted to be on Cheers. I mean, that was the goal.
I love that. Ted Danson. I've heard you say that before.
Ted Danson, to me, I was like, if I could live anyone's life, Ted Danson is up there. Woody Harrelson's up there too, but those guys.
Interesting. Because when I was a kid, just 2 years older, right, Jamie? It was Carol Burnett show and Bob Newhart, and then SNL.
Harvey Korman,
it's so funny
dude.
that
Harvey Korman was my guy.
Harvey Korman, Tim Conway.
Yeah.
But to know Lorraine Newman now as an adult and be a friend of hers, but to know in high school that I watched those people, and that's the show I wanted to be on.
SNL.
SNL, yeah, because I was always doing characters and being
I was
moody
it's so funny because when I did Acme, I tried to do some characters, like, I did some crazy voices, and then I would see other people and I go like, oh, you can be that good at characters.
yeah.
And then I learned sitcom wise, just if I was myself within a funny situation, it worked better. So I started writing sketches more like that, and that way, and then people would come to see me. Tony Sepulveda came and saw me at Acme. That's how I got Friends. He brought me in to audition for Friends.
Oh,
And
I
that's
never
incredible.
even knew that.
Yeah, it was through Acme, through Antoinette Spolar, a friend of ours who was a friend of the casting director. Casting directors used to come see you live at theaters, and then they'd bring you in and you'd read for stuff, and that's how it happened. Yeah.
And I've been really impressed with your body of work on so many different shows, because I don't think people understand how difficult it is to be the guest on a show.
It's the hardest job
in and you have to be a pro. You have to merge into this heavy traffic that they're used to, and you just kind of come in. So the amount of work you've been able to do is super impressive. I don't think people realize how hard that is to step in as a guest on a show that's established.
And also, anybody who's ever heard Jamie drive in heavy traffic, and I have, it's intense.
It's very, very intense.
Oh, we got to drive together, because it always ends up with me going, God, why do you make shitty people? That's how it always ends.
Well, dude, I was telling somebody this the other day of, like, back in our day, you knew, like, if during the day you were safe. If you were on the road between 10 and 2 in the morning, you were probably going to get hit by a drunk driver. No two ways about it. You had a 50-50 shot.
Yep.
Nowadays, it's all day because people are on their phone and vaping. And you're like, dude, are you getting high? It's like 8:50 in the morning. What are you doing? And he's like driving 2 miles an hour down the street. I think the roads are way more dangerous now than they ever been.
Oh, yeah. I'm a motorcycle rider, so I definitely know that. And even as a motorcycle rider, I ride at least once a week to Venice from Burbank and back, hit the freeways and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty slow lane splitter. I let the faster motorcycles go faster. But even me as a motorcycle rider, when I get in a car, I don't notice other motorcycles. That's how difficult it can be and transformative it can be to go from a bike to a car where you're insulated and you got the radio or whatever, and there's texts coming. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough to, you got to be aware, man. You got to be aware. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Mike Knox says there was a guy at 3 p.m. drinking wine yesterday. Yeah, Mike, that was me, and it was Chardonnay, and that's what us moms do. That's just. Hey, by the way, I think we have a very special guest. Is this? I mean, I can't really tell from her frame. It looks like a crazy woman has joined our show. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, headlining national touring comedian, who's special. You Did This to Me, I believe, is still on Amazon. My friend Kira Soltanovich is showing up.
Oh, Kira's the best.
She's in the dark. She just put her. Kira, can you see us?
I can see you. I know you can't see me. I think is I can't turn my light on. I told my kids I was going to sleep. So I'm in bed. And if I turn my light on, then they will come in here.
Like moths.
So I have to be in the dark. I'm really sorry. I know that's not conducive, but I nicely texted Kaylor saying, hey, I have 0 moms left. 0 moms inside of me. And he goes, come on, come in. What can we get? And I go, I'm exhausted. I'm all mommed out. I'm mommed out for the day. I'm going to bed.
So did you clock out? Did you have the time card?
Yeah.
Wait,
it's a union job.
Why? But once the kids are in bed, isn't that time to tear it up? Isn't it party time?
You've never met my children. Okay, listen, keep it down because they will hear.
What is this, a quiet place?
Yes.
Is there a monster over your shoulders going to kill you?
I'm in bed. I'm in my pajamas, for crying out loud.
Okay.
I'm doing your thing because you keep bugging me.
I mean, we're having cocktails and it's a Thursday night, but if you want to be a baby about it and go like, I mommed it all day.
I mommed it all day, singing lessons and football and PTA with 2 PTA things today. 2.
It's back to school.
And
let's talk about that for a second, since we have UGG over there, Kira Soltanovich. It is back to school. I went and got school. My kids don't even go back to school till Monday. They're still in the other room. I had to take their iPads so that they wouldn't eat up my Wi-Fi while I'm sitting here trying to do this show. I went to Staples today and dropped far too much money because the backpack, even though from last year that it still works, it's a new year, Jamie. You can't have the same backpack or lunchbox. So let's get a different lunchbox. I go, well, your last lunchbox works. And they go, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, man. You take them to Japan. We went in 2017. The kids have the same black leather backpack. They start when they're 5 years old and it goes all the way through high school. And it's the same one. Never changes. Go to Japan.
Carlos, can you do it? Can you do that in the Rocco voice for?
I recommend if you don't want to spend money on backpacks, it's a nice idea to go to Japan to learn how the children learn to live with less. They get a nice quality black leather backpack when they're 5 years old, and they don't let go of it, much like my marsupial pouch, until they're an adult.
Well, also, don't Japanese kids eat super healthy?
So
They
to
eat
speak.
fish and rice, right? They don't
Rice,
eat like they're not getting candy out of the cupboard every night like my
No.
children.
No.
No,
But,
they're not hitting the In-N-Out burger all the time.
Here you're on the West Coast. It's 8:30 in your bed. You got to
Curious.
recharge.
Kira is so lame.
I've been out every single night this week doing sets, doing spots. And
I know. I saw you.
I was, and I got home late last night and Tuesday. And hi, Carlos. Bye. Sorry, I'm being
Hi,
rude.
Kira.
I didn't even say hi to you. I love you. And
Thank
so
you. Love
I
you.
was in my kid's bed and it was dark. I was getting her to bed and I was like, this darkness is amazing. It feels amazing. Like I don't have to open my eyes as wide, like, and I got in PJs. I'm in my PJs. I don't.
So are your kids awake in the other room?
The older one, I tried so hard to get him to go to sleep, but he's 13 and it damages his main ego.
What 13-year-old's going to sleep at 8:30 at night? My wife does this. Okay, so this is a good mom versus dad thing that we've talked about before because my wife's like, Hannah needs to go to sleep. I go, dude, I can't. What am I going to chloroform her? You can't just make another human go to sleep. It's like she goes, she needs to go to sleep. I go, yeah, that's how. Oh, sleep, my child. So she got mad at me because Hannah apparently told her. Hannah stayed up the other night when my wife was out of town till like 11:30, and she goes, "Oh, Dad went to sleep." And my wife was like, "Oh, you went to sleep?" And I go, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I go, "Yeah." I took their iPads. The iPads were in my room. I told her she could read or something in her room, and she was in her room. She was awake till probably 11:30 at night. But that's what am I going to do?
Not trying to win a dance marathon.
Should
I'm
I
tired.
just choke her out until she passes out? I mean, how do you keep a kid? How do you make a kid go to sleep at 8:30 at night? What are you, a crazy person?
Maybe remember those?
I mean, there are medicinal herbs, Jamie, you can mix together like a potion.
You mean ketamine, I believe.
Look, I don't want to put a name on any of these things, Jamie.
Kira, go ahead. What's your answer?
Well, no, I was gonna say I wish I could be like that hypnotist. Remember, like in the 80s, they were really big, where they just were like, and sleep. That's what I wish I could do. No, the 13-year-old, I can't make him. I can't. But you coax them. You say, go take a shower, go get cozy in pajamas, go brush your teeth, go wipe your ass, go blow your nose, go wipe your ass again. I'm sure you didn't do it right the first time. So you just kind of, but I got in pajamas, and the minute I put my pajamas on, that's it. It's like, that's my Spider-Man superhero outfit. I put it on and I'm done. I can't even stand upright.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go back to Japan with the wipe the ass thing. Get those kids a warm water bidet.
Yeah. Get a bidet. That'll
It'll
put
be
you
clean,
right.
and the warm water
Put
puts
you
you
right
to
to
sleep.
sleep. Yeah. Warm water up the ass.
And
Right. Just goes right to
Warm
sleep.
milk in it?
Yeah, warm milk.
Why? Here's my question. And my wife and I debate. We debate over this.
Yeah.
At some point, I go, she's not 3 years old.
Yep.
I can't put her to bed, read her a book, and go, night, night.
Yeah.
She's 11. She's kind of on the cusp of young adult. She's YA.
Yeah.
So it's like, as long as, so I take their iPads. So there's no like, she's not surfing the net at 2:00 in the morning. But if that kid wants to stay up, I don't care. At some point you're like, you got to learn, but I'm going to wake your ass up. School starts Monday. We're getting up at 6:30 in the morning.
Yep.
At some point, you've got to learn to do your own thing. I can't make you go to sleep at a certain point.
Yep.
My wife cannot go to sleep until the kids are sound asleep. And I go, yeah, that's you problem. I can. I'll go.
Yep.
You can't?
I can.
Yeah.
Good for
Go
you.
to sleep now, Jamie Kaler.
Well, go to sleep while you're doing the show. It's all good. I'm having
But
a
you had a
Negroni.
couple of sets this week. We were discussing, how do you have the energy? You must really still have a passion to perform live and to be a stand-up and work on your craft, to go out 2 nights a week as a parent. That's hard.
Yeah. Try 6.
Yeah, she's out 6 nights a week. And one night I saw her Instagram feed. She's like, I'm at the Comedy and Magic Club at 8, the
Richard
Improv at
I
9:20,
saw
and then the
that.
Laugh Factory at like 11. And I was
Yeah.
like, dude,
You
pull
love
it
stand-up,
together.
but you love it. You must love it.
These jokes are not great right now, so I have to go out.
You have to craft them. But I love that you're still working on the craft of stand-up, even though you have 2 kids and a family. And that's hard enough. That's a full-time job. So to be able to do that, what drugs are you taking?
And the older they get, the more stuff gets complicated. I thought it was like, oh, whatever. I don't have to like you said, Jamie, like I don't have to to get her to bed. No, but it's just more like intense. And when I go on the road, I don't think any of it gets done. Like none of it.
That's what my wife thinks, but I
Not
take care of
happening.
everything.
You're like the zookeeper. You come back, like there's no food. It's just full of poop.
Kira,
Yeah.
are you not at the place in your career where you can write a joke and you kind of know if it's going to work or not, and then you kind of test it once? Like I can test a joke once and go, yeah, that's going to work, or no, that was a bad joke.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I can tell if it's going to work. But then I do it in front of, the people at Comedy Magic, who are just angels brought from the heavens to comedians.
And it crushes.
Kills and it destroys, and you don't even need a setup. You just
Yeah,
look
I
at them.
By the way, that reminds me, I need to book at the Comedy Magic. I need to book a set down the Comedy Magic.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
Kira,
such a long drive for me.
And
Kira, I
yes,
did a show tonight with Karen Rontowski. She told me to tell you hello.
oh, where were you tonight?
At the club I'm running in upstate New
Sayre.
York. Yeah.
And she lives in New York, and she did it.
So Jamie helped me hook it up, and
Kira's working on a late night set. Hopefully, we'll see it
Yeah.
on Colbert in the near future.
That's great.
I
Yeah.
think the Tonight Show.
I'm in the Tonight Show.
Oh.
I'm at the Tonight Show.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It was funny because Carlos was talking about it. You know, it's funny, Carlos. When Kira and I were talking the other night because we both were at the Improv the other night and talking, and I had taken a bunch of years off when the kid. I just didn't go. I didn't want to drive across town to do a 10-minute set or whatever. And I'm kind of motivated now to honestly get away from my children. I mean, half the gag is, I used to be like, oh, I don't want to be away from my kids, and now I'm like, I don't care if I even get on stage. I just want to go sit
You're
somewhere
going to
else.
clown school.
I'll go to clown school.
You'll be a stand-in for Cirque du Soleil in Vegas.
I'm gonna do some Commedia dell'arte. I'm gonna fly to Florence, Italy, and work on my mask making craft.
Try to fart at will. See what happens.
Fart at will, but yeah.
Yeah, but you
I don't-
guys, that is wonderful, because I think I'm done. Like one of the last shows I did was with you and Kira and Brian Kiley at your daughter's school. And I'll
fun.
come out for benefits. I'll come out for that, or maybe the show in Pennsylvania. But I have no desire.
Hey, is that true? Yeah.
Huh?
You have no desire anymore to get on stage.
No,
and do
I
it.
talked to Tom Kenny about it, and I like the convention. I like the Comic Cons. I like the voiceover work.
Sure.
I like being home, and I figured there's already enough great comics. I was good. I knew what I was doing, but you got plenty of comics.
I still feel it. Kira feels it too. Kira, I feel the drug. Like I think of things during the night. Like I wake up at 2 a.m. last night. I wrote a joke in the dark and emailed it to myself to then cop. Do you do that? Like I wake up, the best jokes I think of are 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I can't believe I get it. Yeah.
Listen,
You still feel it, Kira,
right? If I had a lucrative voiceover career, Carlos, I might not be going to the lab on a Wednesday night.
So this
By the way, just to be clear, I was in the lab, the improv lab. Kira was on the main stage between Drew Lynch and Andrew Santino, tearing up the main room. Okay.
Yes, that was
but there are actors that, like Sebastian Maniscalco has his show, Bill Burr's acting, but they still love the art of stand-up. And Tom Kenny is a guy that was a really great stand-up, and he just doesn't do it anymore because he loves to direct all day, be on 17 million cartoons, and go out and play on it with his band at night. But that's his passion, is to go out and play with his band as opposed to doing a stand-up set.
Yeah.
So
totally. Yes, Sebastian is still out at the store. I did a show with him at the store.
Easy.
Yes, but they can do a spot anywhere.
Sure.
They can go any.
But listen,
like,
Jay Leno is every week. He's still doing it,
That's
and at some point, you're like, he just doesn't want to hang at his house. I'm like, I'm the opposite. If I was at that level, I would stay home, I think, and just go, hey, I'm good. I'm good.
So,
Yeah.
so it's a matter of being comfortable. If you had a level of comfortability and another career, you wouldn't go out as much. But
It's the travel, to be honest with you. The travel is pain. I think the travel's what some guys love traveling and some guys don't. Like Kreischer, I know loves it. Joe Coy
He loves it,
love the road. They love the road. They love the bus.
Like Lachlan loves the road.
Yeah, I never loved it. I like the 1 hour I'm on stage, having fun, tearing it up. The rest of the time, I don't enjoy it at all. Yeah.
How do you spend your time on the road, Kira, when you go out on the road during the day? What do you do?
I get naked with Koreans.
Nice. I love that. With Koreans.
She's not actually. It sounded like a setup, and then I was like, "Oh no, that's actually exactly what she likes to do."
I'm
Explain
thinking
a little
bathhouse,
deeper. Yeah,
and it's
she likes
all on the
bath.
up and up.
She likes spas.
Not every town I go to will have a Korean spot, but they might have something comparable. But I do try to go in steam and sauna. Maybe get they like to get a scrubber and kind of give you a little pap smear
Karen
with their
Silkwood,
scrubber.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Kimchi Karen, they call her. Kimchi Kira. Sorry.
I really am obsessed. I've taken a few comics that I've been on the road with. I've texted them and said, hey, we're going to be in Calgary tomorrow. I think Dana Moon was one of them. I go, we're going to be in Calgary tomorrow. Bring a bathing suit. Don't ask any questions.
Wow.
And then I find like a sauna because Calgary is a great place for saunas.
My friend is from Finland, and if you want to be in the end, it's sauna.
Sauna.
Yeah.
And
if you walk into a place and that's
in bathing suits,
place.
No bathing suits. Come on.
Well,
we're just humans. Let's let it go. Let's let it flow.
Tony Robbins likes the saunas, but
to a Russian banya, and it was clothing optional.
Oh.
And a lot of people opted out, but he and I, of course, did not. We were in our bathing suits, but it is very interesting when you're with a fellow comic, and you're just seeing a bunch of dongs together.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of bonds you in a way. Maybe a trauma bond, but it bonds you.
Yeah.
Dong,
yeah. Ding dong. It can be really scarring to see dongs. I think a lot.
But that's the answer. I try to write and then I try to get naked.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. There you go.
It's a solid plan.
What else are you gonna do? I don't shop. I'm not one of those chicks that likes shopping.
You're not a matinee person. Go see a crappy movie that would.
You're supposed to drink all night on the road and then just watch Law and Order all day, then get back on stage.
I get that. I get how that could be. Maybe that's why you didn't like it, Jamie.
Oh well, I liked it a lot before I was married. I enjoyed it extensively.
Oh yeah, being on the road.
There were certain road gigs where I didn't come home. I moved my flight. I stayed in whatever town I was in for like 3 or 4 days and just checked into the hotel. And the road was.
Wow.
I had some fun road gigs. But I wasn't. It's funny when I did that. I didn't write.
Yeah.
Like the guys who really succeed. You know what they do? They finish their show and they go back to their room and they write for 2 hours and then get up in the morning and write some more and then try out new material and they have another hour and you're like. I just kind of rested on my laurels and then would just go out and tear it up. And but that was my own journey.
I don't know a lot of female comics that do that.
Honestly, way trickier being a female when you're like, can somebody walk me to my car later tonight?
I'm not, there's no one coming to my hotel room.
Kira has Korean bodyguards.
That's so funny.
You should be your next special from a Korean bathhouse.
While we have Kira and you, and we don't want to go long, but I want to talk about kids a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I had soccer practice tonight. I said last year, I said I'll never coach again, and then I'm coaching both of my daughter's teams.
I was going to say that was a lie from the beginning.
Total mistake, dude.
Choices were made.
One of the teams is great. I'm they already had 2 coaches, and I'm like the third. I'm the third lead. I'm not Peterson or Marge Helgenberger. I'm like the dude who worked in the lab on CSI, who you had like one or two scenes. It's really great. I'm really enjoying it.
You're the Spolstra when he was the video guy.
I'm Spolstra. That's it. I'm just that guy. But the other one, the dude is awesome, but he also, I'm the assistant coach. And the first time I meet him, he goes, "Hey, just so you know, I'm missing like 3 of the games this season. So I'm going to need your," and I was like, "Dude, I'm missing 3 of the games myself. I don't want to." And here's what happened. He didn't go to the draft. There's a draft. 9-year-old kids. There's like a 4-hour draft with these
And it's
people.
cutthroat.
It is, dude, and it's all a scam because they've rated the kids, 9-year-olds, like serious. And I read the rating sheets. This kid is such and such. It's like elaborate ratings, and then so they have, and each guy takes like 20 minutes to draft the next kid. And he goes, "I couldn't make it," so he goes, "I just had them draft for me." I go, "Oh no." Oh no. So we show up. I mean,
Bad News Bears.
well, it's like I told my daughter Claire, it's like I go, "Well, listen, you either at her age, you either can take the ball, go down the field and score, or you can't." It's 10U.
So this is Claire's team this year?
Claire's team, yeah.
So and she came off such a winning team last year.
She did. She had a good team. And but even then they had club, here's what happens. Kira, your kids are taking karate, that's right.
Listen, it's an important skill to have. All right, Kayla, I don't want to hear it from you.
Before I go deep into my soccer pitch, you tell everyone else your mentality on karate.
Listen, I told my kids it's non-negotiable. They will take some form of martial arts until they are a black belt, and then they can quit the next day.
Sure. That's like a 3-week. I think black belts are like what, a 3-week process? That's just a simple 3-week.
Stop it. I know it's 10 years. Stop it. It is a good skill to have. And Kayla's like, what are they going to do? How are they going to defend themselves if there's a gun? Okay, yeah, you're right. Anybody. Van Damme can't defend himself if there's a gun. I get it. But that's my only rule. Okay? You have girls. I have a girl.
Well, you've obviously never seen a Van Damme movie because that's all he defends himself against people with guns the whole movie. So yeah, he can. I mean, terrible reference pull. Van Damme to go like Van Damme can defend himself against a guy with a gun. Please, what are you talking about? He'll take it, then dance. He dances with the gun for a few minutes.
He does splits.
He does a split, and then
and Van Damme came out.
Yeah, and then Van Damme.
Either way,
but I like that. The martial arts changes their countenance. They walk more confidently. They know that they don't need to get into certain situations. I agree.
Garbage, waste of time.
Now, MMA, Krav Maga, Jiu-Jitsu actually is really good.
Dude, just get them just buy them each a shotgun, 2 barrels, load them up, 12 gauge.
No way they're gonna miss. No way there's gonna.
Not with a shotgun, you're not. Just blast it. Just spray it.
No way that you're gonna hit somebody unintended targets.
Well, listen, I'm not saying there's not going to be collateral damage. There's always collateral damage, Carlos. What are you talking about?
A little bit.
There's always.
Let me ask you:
damage.
Is it easier to go down to Walmart and buy a 12 gauge shotgun, or are you going to take 10 years of some stupid martial art to get a black belt? You can buy a black belt at J.C. Penney. What are you talking about?
I mean, for me, the difference is like I can wear my pajamas and go buy the gun. I have to buy a whole new outfit to do martial arts. Like
He's right. I mean, you're going to spend more. How much money are you going to spend on martial arts over just a shotgun's what? A couple $100? I don't even know. Are they $200?
So when I was 12, I was this height.
Jesus.
Okay. When I was 12 years old, I was this height. These same boobs. These boobs have been around since I was 12. Same hips, everything. I was full grown in junior high. Maybe
you weren't 12. Maybe your parents lied to you and you were like that kid on the Little League team who was really 17.
Very well could have been, because I had a full mustache and my eyebrows touched, and I had these gorilla arms that dragged on the floor. So you're right. It could be. I could have been red shirted. My whole point is, my friends were all normal height and girth for their ages in junior high, and I was much bigger. And so, and I took martial arts, so I knew how to kick. I knew how to throw a punch. I knew how to get out of a situation. And I'm telling you, Kaylor, I got out of so many situations. And my friends too. I was at a party
Tell me
once.
one.
Now this,
Tell me one
Hmm?
situation. Tell me a
Okay.
great. Tell me
My-
the best
You
situation.
can't
of
even
all.
get off this show.
my friend.
He's right. Martial arts has helped you nothing on Parental Mental Health Night.
I know, because Kaler, he just knows how to like textually manipulate. Get on, come on, we're here. Get on the thing, we're
It's
doing it. I'm like,
fine.
I'm in
I am.
bed.
I won't make
I'm a
fun
nudge.
of you.
I'm a nudge. I'm a nudge. What am I going to tell you?
Listen, my friend Janaea still is like barely 4 feet tall.
That's
Okay,
not even
so
a real name, Shania. That's not a person.
You met her at my birthday party.
I don't
How-
remember anybody's name. Please.
So listen, so she's so little. We're at a high school party. Okay, I drove because I was always the mom. I was always responsible. Anyways, we're at a party and we go, okay, guys, we're leaving. We're going to the next party. Okay. This one guy says, no, she's going to stay here. You guys can go, but Janaea's staying here with me. We just met him, right? We're 16
Sure.
years old. And I said, no, actually, she's coming with us. And he it was literally a tug of war. He had one arm, I had the other arm, and we're pulling my poor friend, who's just like, she weighs as much as a crouton. She's so like light
Sure.
and little. And I was getting really annoyed by it. And he grabbed her and he's like, she's staying here. You guys can go leave. And I clenched my fist and I just powerhouse. I just punched him right across the face. He fell backwards and we ran like lunatics to my parents' 1987 Lincoln Continental. And we jumped in and they were like, thank God you took martial arts. And in that moment I said, 30 years from now, there's going to be this comic who doubts martial arts. And
Yeah.
I'll be able to tell him.
Okay, I hear you.
He's gonna poo-poo on your
saved
Billy
me.
Jack moment.
It
All right,
saved
listen.
me more than once.
Just to play devil's advocate,
Oh.
what if he and she were supposed to be together?
Yeah,
What if he was the love of her life?
Way to go.
What if she
anti-Cupid.
likes a dominant male who takes her under her wing?
And that man was Andrew Tate.
What if that guy was Andrew Tate?
Well, you know what, Kaler, they didn't call me cockblock Kira for no reason. All right. So
Yeah, it's Korean.
I mean-
my job.
Cockblock here.
Terrible. I mean, who
I
are you
was-
to interfere with somebody else's life like that? It's really not. It's not for
like
you
that, though.
to.
No, it's
He's
that
just
Marine
never
commercial you
gonna-
see where the girl in the hallway, Joe goes down the stairs because the girls are threatening that girl, and then
Well,
then she
Carlos,
got-
let me ask you this also.
Yeah.
Having a wife and knowing how women from their side of the story tell it. Like if I talk to that guy, he'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I was sitting with this lovely young lady. We're having a wonderful conversation.
yeah,
I believe we were drinking some Fresca
her
at the
glass
moment or
slipper
something."
fell off.
And I said, "Hey, I'm really enjoying this conversation. What if we continue this for a little while? Would you like to stay, perchance, and maybe have I could
And
I
like,
could
oh
whip
my
up a
God,
shirt."
you're falling. Let me grab your arm because you almost
Yes.
fell and hurt yourself.
Well, she says he grabbed her arm, but that's subjective. What if he's like, "Hey, what if I get a charcuterie plate? I'll open a bottle of rosé," and then out of nowhere, Kira just fucking cold cocks the guy in
Like
the
a-
face,
like a seagull.
and
at a
he's like,
picnic
"What
trying to steal
just
your food."
happened?" And you know,
Swoops in like a seagull, and there goes your sandwich.
there it is. And Kira all of a sudden is just like, "Oh, I'm a hero story,"
Yeah.
but in reality, Buzzkill
Fake
Buzz
news.
Kira.
We're calling that fake news. It's fake news.
I mean,
I'm
listen.
just impressed that you know how to pronounce charcuterie. I don't.
Charcuterie.
Two sides to every story, and this and by the way, nothing violent had happened before Ding Dong started throwing haymakers, right? I mean, come on. At some point, did he hit her? Was there violence? Was
No,
there any
preemptive strike?
out of nowhere? She just swings. She just
No.
drops
I
this
came
cat.
out like Van Damme.
She had the intelligence on it. He had weapons of mass destruction. She knew it. Preemptive strike.
I don't agree at all. And by the way, I would hope that the martial arts you took, obviously you took like Frank's karate of strike first, and you were in
Yeah,
Cobra
Eagle
Kai.
Claw.
There's no
Eagle
two
Claw.
ways.
Yeah,
You were
there-
in
there
Cobra
was a little
Kai.
bit, Yeah,
You're
yeah.
dropping haymakers on this
No
cat. This
mercy.
guy didn't hit anybody. He was holding her hand. Maybe she was
Yeah.
enjoying it, and all of a
Look
sudden
how
you're like,
kind of-
"Hey,
No, you
I
guys
think-
are right.
I think
guys
you
are
had a
right. I
mad
should not
crush
have-
on this chick," and you're like, "Hey, you're stealing my lady,"
Yeah, that's not me.
and all of a sudden you drop down.
She
That
did
is
Billy
Totally
really
right,
Zabka.
Taylor. I really mishandled it.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
And
I'm
the
gonna
I'd love
find
to
man
chat
that
with
she
him.
punched is now her husband.
Can we get a hold of him? Can we get a hold of this cat?
Yeah.
Talk to him.
Ralph Macchio. She
I
hit
think he's
Ralph
dead.
Macchio.
I think I killed him that night.
Yeah. Oh, good.
It's her. I could just see her fist literally going through his face, like exploding out the back, like
But-
scanners where his head just explodes
You
off the
shouldn't
top
do
of his
that
body.
because what if he was one of the Lost Boys and he's a vampire and he would like come back and kill you and suck your blood?
You guys are both
Couldn't do
right.
that.
Thanks for talking some sense into me.
Yeah. The
All right,
ladies.
this parental
That's
melt.
what Taylor's there
This parental. I'll always whatever you say, Kira. You know, I'm going to take the opposite. That's
Hey.
just how I roll.
We're not the ones sitting in the dark, okay?
I know, right?
We can
I'm
deal with
going to
life.
bed.
Who's got secrets to hide? I live in the dark. I don't want to share.
Yeah.
I'm in bed. I called you. I called into this thing for a gag. I didn't think I was gonna stay. I thought you were gonna see me in the dark in pajamas, and you're gonna be like, "Oh gosh, go to sleep."
Oh,
But no,
my kid's in the other room. He won't go to sleep. He's 13. It's 8:30 at night. I can't believe he won't go to sleep.
it's
Yeah,
the 9-year-old. It's the
listen,
9-year-old that I'm
Just
worried
like I
about.
tell my wife, it's everybody else, Kira. It's not you. You're perfect. Everything you're thinking is on track. It's everybody else is like trying to come in here and smash everything for you. It's
For being one day apart, Jamie, we could not be more opposite.
no, I agree.
We're one day apart. One
I
day.
can't believe your 13-year-old won't go to bed at 8:30 at night and just fall straight asleep. It's crazy. Cuckoo time.
I could have been asleep by now.
I
Need a
know.
little something in the soup.
Please, you can't go to sleep. You're still on stand-up time.
Yeah, you're on stand-up time.
Yeah,
You're
come
up.
on, it's
The
not good.
second this thing is over,
Yeah.
You're going to
Yeah.
the Comedy Factory?
No, you're gonna run this through your head, and all these punchlines are gonna come up,
Yeah.
and then it's not gonna
no,
work at all.
I'm in bed the second this is over.
Hey, really
asleep.
quick, we'll leave on this. Is it just me, or when I was a kid, summer was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Mhm.
As a parent, summer, not great.
No.
Not great. I really
They were-
enjoy the school year. I'm so
Mm.
I'm reached a point where summer has I didn't enjoy it. Even the vacations weren't true. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. The next vacation I take, I'm going by myself. Is
Mhm.
anyone else on board that? I might go with one of you, not you, Kira.
I'll come
Jason and-
along.
Yeah, that would be a fun vacation. But like a vacation with my kids,
That's
that
not
was not
a
a-
vacation.
it wasn't a vacation whatsoever. It was honestly like the hardest job I've ever had. It was super painful.
It's
Am I
relative
crazy?
to where you go and how close they are together. We went to Jersey, came back 5 days off, and then headed to Yosemite. Luckily, my wife gets motion sickness, so she has to do all the driving back and forth to Yosemite. So I'm just in the passenger seat. But yes, because we went to places that I also enjoy, that made it kind of nice, but very grueling for Laura, having to get everything organized, make sure the kids are packed, and do this kind of stuff. So I skate. You guys do more work than I do, but it is hard work.
I will say my wife packs like for the kids, which is insanity. And then the second we get somewhere, they just start pulling stuff out
Yeah.
and throwing it everywhere. And then my wife's like, "What are you doing?" And then she has to repack. I mean, packing for children is pretty crazy. I honestly just want to let them. I go, one time we should take a trip and just go, you pack, here's where we're going. You can ask questions, but you pack yourself. And if you don't have what you need, you're on your own. I don't know what to tell you. We're not buying stuff when we get there. You're going to live with what's happening.
Yeah.
And you'll get there.
I
We'll be
feel
like
my
skiing. The
twins
kid will
would
have like a
struggle.
crop top and some shorts. And
That's
you're
what
like,
my
wow.
kid packed.
Karen wants to take you to a spa. You may or may not have your bathing suit. We'll see.
I did her. She has a show on. Is it on YouTube? Let's sweat.
Let's get sweat.
Oh,
Let's get sweat.
Get sweat.
I went up and shot in her sauna. It was super funny, actually. It was super funny.
It was.
Let's get sweat.
It's a talk
Oh.
show in a sauna.
Yeah. It's pretty
Comedians
candy.
sweating in saunas.
That's pretty close. So, all right, let's get out of here. It's 9:06. I think we've tortured Kira enough. We'll let Kira go first. Kira, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey guys, my pleasure.
And honestly, considering all the stuff we chatted about, just so we're all on the same page, Kira's wrong about pretty much everything. So you can insert any topic there, and Kira's wrong, especially about
No.
karate, martial arts. Yeah, I'm gonna make you do
No.
this for 10 years. Insanity.
No,
Absolute
I'm a
insanity.
mom, and I'm the only mom on this panel tonight. So basically, I'm the only person that's right.
Okay, well, you keep thinking that again in your little bubble of happiness. It's fantastic. No, you're in a Sex in the City episode, and it's all clicking. And Mr. Big did bad things. I keep going back to him, and I really like him, and he's mean to me, but it's him. He's terrible. We get it, Kira. We get it. It's everyone else's fault. I understand.
Kayla, it's a pleasure as always.
As always, buddy. I'll talk to you later. All right,
Bye.
Kira Soltanovich, everybody.
Love you,
Bye, Kira.
Carlos.
Steph Curry it right now. She's gonna Steph Curry.
Let's just wrap this beast anyway. Super fun tonight, dude. It's so funny. So we're gonna do a whiskey night. To anybody watching, we're gonna do a whiskey night. We'll have Carlos, probably Lemmy will come in, Bunin, a bunch of our actor goofy friends who like a good whiskey. And we should have however many. I think we can put like 10 into this thing, can't we?
We can do 10 total frames. Yeah.
We should have 10 dudes sipping whiskey, and I'll run kind of a maybe we'll have some subjects and we'll talk about it and get everyone's
You
input.
want old school pandemic this for a week? We could do a pandemic style show where like we used to do back in the day.
I found because I got a new computer and I had to go through my stuff to delete old stuff, and I couldn't delete it. There was like 27 guys in the Zoom. Yeah, and I was watching it, and it brought back so many memories. That's how I wrote my album and ran it in front of everybody.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a lot of fun.
I used to on Thursday nights just run a bunch of new jokes, and then I'd kind of polish them for the next week and J-check. Everyone added punchlines, and it was super fun. And Carlos, I'm doing dry bar comedy next month. I'm in Utah.
Oh, cool.
I'm shooting. So I have kind of gotten the stand-up bug again a little bit.
Good. I think that's healthy. If you really are still there, go for it.
Yeah. This one's great because it's like my greatest hits, but I probably have a half hour of new material ready to go for a new album and stuff. But I'm so excited for you to hit the cons and stuff, man. It's great for you to get out because you have, the thing is when you first started this business, there wasn't a connection with the fan base like there is nowadays, and with social media and stuff. And, nowadays, if Paul Newman was a movie star, he'd be on like TikTok going, "Hey, everyone, Joanne and I are just sitting by the pool having some cocktails today. Just want to say hi to everybody.
We just invented a new salad dressing. Check it out.
Here's a new salad dressing called the Butch Cassidy Sesame Ginger. Enjoy."
Yeah. Karen Ross singing in the rain.
I know. So it's kind of cool that you go out, and it's a cool thing. You kind of travel in the country, and people get out, and you have such a body of work that it's awesome. So thank you for doing this. Yeah. I think in the next few weeks we will try to put like maybe a Friday night. We'll have some whiskey and maybe we'll talk movies and stuff and have fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Absolutely. And if we are, I did like Long Legs with Nicolas Cage. I
haven't seen it. Did you actually go to the movies?
I did. I went to the movies matinee. Kids are in school or whatever.
My kids aren't in school yet, so next week I'll start some matinees. But
yeah.
All right, listen, for Jamie Kaler, Jason Gowan, and our guest extraordinaire, Carlos Alazraqui, thank you guys so much for being here in the Parents Lounge for Parental Mental Health Thursday. Check out all of our socials. Definitely go find Carlos, and he's out on the road touring. What are the next few places?
As I said, Chattanooga, Tennessee at the end of October, 26 and 27. After that, at Rhode Island Comic-Con at the end of November. And then December 3rd weekend in Houston, Texas for NostalgiaCon. But you can check out my Instagram at Carlos Alazraqui.
It's great. I follow it a lot, and it makes me laugh so hard because you're always out doing voices, meeting people, and showing people a kind of behind the scenes of a serious voice actor, and it's awesome. Yeah. All right, we love you all. We'll see you guys next week here in the Parents Lounge.
Good night, everybody.